Side quest week 3 options. Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Well, not options, but kind of playthrough and stuff like that, just some footage and other stuff. Right, let's get into the game, man. If you want to do the objective for this week, which is the Giminicus, Maximus Decimus Meridius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. And that's when I called Claims Direct. If anybody knows that that joke, I think UK people might get that. Anyway, a quick, easy fight. Eggy Ethan. Search Eggy Ethan and duel the Thor Ragnarokus with a Saga-based champion. It should work. It's always important to test these things out. Live test, see if it works. Boom, 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 boom. Use a 7-star version of a champion. Use a 6-star. Use whatever star champion. It's a rank 1, 5-star. It's pretty doable as an option, as a obviously contender. Let's have a look. Did it work? I think it did. It popped up as 3 of 5. It was kind of like something of 5 earlier. Make sure as well to take some of the champions you should be using, Saga-based champions, and defeat to get that particular one. And that's what we're going to talk about. Let's get into the video. We're going to throw on screen some footage as I kind of talk over some of the points and some of the champions. I put some info in the description if you do want to check it out. This is based on level 5, which I've got some few more times to go in and do all them. This is 100%ed. First of all, go in at random. One of the mistakes that you can make is if you go in and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to select I'm going to select 2 paths." Great, you've selected 2 paths, but well, what about that last path? Oh yeah, I'll need to kind of like guarantee that. So first of all, go in and go to randomize and go on the paths, right? Then the next 2 runs, use the Aureus token to choose the remaining 2 paths you have not done. I think that goes without saying. Starting at the top, we have got this path here with all mutant champions. We've got Bob and Weave and we've got Back Blast. True Focus as well. Defenders attacks, ignore, evade, and miss. The swines. For this, using tech champions can be a very nice touch. I would recommend for this one Incinerate immune champions or Incinerate immune tech champions, or even better, Incinerate immune tech Saga champions. Does such a thing exist? Yes, it does. So the 2 that are really decent off the bat is Infamous Iron Man and Peni Parker. Now, I didn't have much fun with Peni Parker, mainly because I got comboed into oblivion with some very janky AI. But, you know, that's the usual thing in MCOC. And if you can weave and duck past those, you might have a good enough time. I did use Hulkbuster for a bit of fun. That was interesting, to say the least. I don't know if I've got footage of that. I might try and put some footage, find some footage. I think I used it once, and it was not... It was not a good one because I got incinerated. If you got obviously the self-repair, then it can be helpful to kind of like mitigate that loss of damage. Iron Man Infamous, Doom being the better option because he's Saga, and also Incinerate immune. Mega Sentinels okay, but I would say, you know, the Infamous Iron Man bump is good, and the Incinerate immune is always a very nice option as well. And the same thing for the others like Toad, you know, Strife. Yes, just try and use those tech champions as much as possible. Or Incinerate immune options, there's plenty. You could use Iceman, you could use Human Torch, and anything else that's Incinerate immune. That is a possibility of being effective for you. I did use Shuri and she works, but she's not Incinerate immune. And watch out for doing those crits, because that's where things might become a problem. And yeah, like, it's not ridiculously bad of a path. It's actually pretty easy, but I would say those techs, those Saga champions, of course, to then get your objectives is going to be important. Moving now on to the middle path. The middle path is bleed vulnerability, which kind of forces your hand of using champions that are bleed specific. Now there's potential options with this. So I used Bullseye, but and do bear in mind, you do have to do debuffs in order to, as it says here, the attack gains no power from landing or receiving attacks. Instead, they grant 12% of a bar of power every second while the defender is suffering from a damaging effect. So you need to do damaging effects. That doesn't limit you and just bleed damaging debuff champions, because you could use, I use Shuri and that's fine, right? That's fine. There is listed some champions that do bleeds either instantly or passively, like Sauron, and you can actually put a champion in a synergy with Sauron, and you can do an Incinerate passive, but that I can't remember what one it is, but there's a champion. If you got Sauron, then you know. Squirrel, Nightcrawler, Longshot, Null, Kate Bishop, Karnak, Daredevil, Hell's Kitchen are the instant bleeders. Of course, doing bleeds in general, Nick Fury, anything Saga related in this list could be effective enough. Could use Archangel, but again, you've got to rely on that kind of cleanse and rotation. You might want to use a White Magneto. To be honest, it's overreading it, and you just need to do a passive damaging effect, and you're fine. You could even do a bleed damaging effect, and you're fine. So any champion on the list will be good enough to go and do this, and nothing of warning for any of the champions you're facing off against, except for Thor Ragnarok, which you probably want to rotate special attacks around when he gets his power gain in order to suppress the power gain, if you know what I mean. The final path, which is full of cosmics. This one, pretty easy, just to kind of recommend to you. Any mystics. Saga mystics, probably going to be the better option here because it's Saga ones. So they're going to be fun. And I don't know if an objective pays into that. But yeah. Just do intercepts and just rotate around. I used Juggernaut. He was fine. Used Black Widow Clairvoyant against Hyperion. She was fine. Used Wiccan against Nihilus. It was fine. I don't think there's anything too worrying here. You've just got to get those intercepts in. I know nowadays with the AI it's not exactly easier said than done. But yeah, that's who I used. And that is going to be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe for more as we do guides, news, information, and so many more things as well. See you all in the next video, whatever I'm covering, whatever I'm going to be talking about. And I'll see you all soon. Have a lovely day and goodbye. Bye.